remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt light is on. Thank you and enjoy your flight.
So, what do you do for fun? Any hobbies? Racing. So you don't do like them marathons, do you? Ultra marathons. So what is that, like 20 miles something? But then how far are you actually going in these races? But ain't no one can actually run no 100 miles. So how far you actually run?
They are actually 100 miles. 100. That is actually, it's actually possible to run 100 miles. I have done it multiple times.
That's just crazy now. That kind of running's gotta be hard on your knees. Wearing them down and all.
What about you, Larry? Do you have any hobbies?
Hunting, and I make my own venison. Now, if you want the best chew and the best flavor, really the hind legs and around the eye is where it's at. That's really freezing it first, and then cutting against the grain of the flesh is the easiest. You wouldn't think it, but you really want it in small chunks, not so much them long strips, you know what I mean? When I first started, I spent way too much time trying to cut the membranes out. But as it turns out, it really ain't necessary. Once it's marinated and dehydrated, and he's got the Worcester and the liquid smoke, you really don't notice them at all. So anyway, yeah, it's been a real big hit. I'll bring you some next time we fly together. How about that?
Oh, thank you. No, that's very, very kind. But no, I'm actually vegan. So no. But thank you. That's a very nice.
Vegan. My wife had a friend that went vegan and she became sick and frail. I'm serious now, white as a ghost. Her doctor said there just ain't no way to sustain on a vegan diet, so they took her on out to Outback, and once she took a nice bite out of that juicy steak, the life just poured back into her body. Now she's on a high meat diet, eggs and bacon every morning, steak every night. Her energy is just high as it could be. I'm serious now. Eric, I tell you what you really need is to eat a hamburger. You need to eat a hamburger.
Oh, yeah, I'll take my chances, huh?
Oh, I'm serious now. The estrogen in that tofu, that might be the reason your voice hasn't changed yet. Young man your age.
Young... This whole time.
So if you got any other hobbies?
Well, similarly to you making your own jerky, since you asked, I actually have my own cooking show.
What now? A cooking show? Get out of here.
Yeah, I don't like to come right out with it. I don't want to make anybody feel intimidated, I don't want you to feel uncomfortable. You could still just call me Karmell, or, Chef Karmell, if warranted respect makes you feel more comfortable, you could go with that.
So wait, you a chef then?
Oh, well, there's so much ambiguity in the word chef, really, right? Hello, welcome back to Karmell's Deplorable Vegan Race Kitchen, with recipes that will keep you running. Today, we're actually going to build on the recipe we learned in episode 1 with an accidental and fantastic new discovery.
As you may recall, our first recipe called for us taking 2 cans of coconut cream and putting them in the blender. Next, adding in a family-sized package of lemon Oreo cookies. And then we fired up the blender until there were no lumps in our concoction, However, we discovered that either 2 cans of coconut milk was too much, or 1 family-sized package of lemon Oreo cookies was not enough, as the amalgamation came out a little runnier than I had expected.
That came out a little bit runnier than I expected.
Well, we pressed on and made do with what we had. When the episode ended and the cameras went off, I was left to my own devices in the kitchen with an oversized bowl of runny lemon Oreo cookie sludge. I began rummaging through the kitchen for answers. Little did I know when I first started out that runny lemon Oreo cookie sludge was the perfect breeding ground from which the seeds of inspiration could sprout. So to recap, what you need is 2 cans of coconut cream, 1 family-sized package of lemon Oreo cookies, an entire box of graham crackers, and then to put the ingredients in the blender. Now a quick and important note here about the graham crackers if you're trying to go for a vegan recipe. Not all graham crackers are created equal. If you're not going for a vegan recipe, well then it's my principal duty as a vegan to publicly shame you at this point. Even though my graham crackers may contain palm oil. Now there's one more optional step. If you're anything like me, you like a little extra zest with your calories. We can accomplish that with a lemon. If you're opting for the zest, start by cutting your lemon. Now I'm going to show you 2 different techniques for doing this next step. The first is to use a citrus reamer. I will put the purchase link in the description, but some key notes if you're thinking about purchasing one of these, and I highly recommend that you do. I know I simply could not live without my black walnut reamer. The reamer is just over a 5 1/4 inches long with a width of 2 inches. The black walnut tree grain is generally straight, but sometimes wavy or curly, forming a pleasing decorative pattern. Do not wipe with hard or abrasive paper. This can damage the reamer. Errors in manual measurement are to be expected. The reamer you receive may be smaller than advertised. Now in order to juice a lemon with a citrus reamer, hold the lemon half over the bowl, insert the conical part of the reamer into the fruit, move it around, slide it along the edges, and squeeze to extract the juice. Now I know I look very experienced at reaming, and you're not going to believe this, but this was actually my first time. I've watched enough reaming videos online to feel confident that I could show you how to ream. I did not, however, anticipate an explosion of seeds to burst out into the bowl along with the juice. We want to be sure to get all those out. The absolute last thing that we want is for there to be a surprise in our pouch later. And now for the other technique, which is actually my preferred method. Reamers are actually entirely unnecessary tools. When done properly, good old-fashioned fisting is undoubtedly the most efficient way to juice a lemon. there may be a little cleanup required when you're done. And that's it for today's episode. What?
You look a little delirious. Maybe you should come talk to medical. Is your crew or someone coming to pick you up?
Oh no, I feel like a new person. I'm gonna press on.
I'm sorry, bro, you can't. You missed the cutoff. It was like 20 minutes ago.
Are you serious? Are you serious? God, this race. Are these peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Yeah? Yeah? Well, I'm gonna take my $315 worth of these peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That's what I'm gonna do. I eat all these goddamn peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Oh, there's bananas too. I want to eat these bananas. Except this picture of Heed. You can keep this picture of Heed. It shouldn't even be called Heed. It should be called Projectile Vomit Inducer. That's what it should be called. You know who should drink the Heed? Whoever made these cutoffs. That's who should drink the Heed. I hope they drink this whole pitcher. That's what I hope.